All right. Let me check the camera. 1 second.
Everything on time set.
Yeah, we good. All right.
Okay, wonderful.
Wanted to check that everything was working.
Yes.
All right. So good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Woo! I know that was a long class yesterday, but I needed to finish the subject out. And that's because I believe that the class, the donkey speaking class, the donkey speaks, is vitally important because it was mentioned in Micah when Micah the prophet said that the Most High said to remember this upon returning. It was imperative because, I mean, it caused a lot more problems than you and I can even fathom to understand. And we bear the burden of correcting ourselves to solve the problem. And so fornication, adultery, and all of this, premarital, extramarital sex is wrong.
Yes.
And even our process of being married and getting married is wrong. So we have to redefine these things to become reculturalized to keep our marriage bonds, which within the cultural context and understanding given from our historical ancestors. And I know there's somebody with some Wikipedia somewhere going about looking at all these other things. I promise you, if you find it outside of what I'm talking about, from where I'm getting from my sources, because my sources are confirmed. If you get it from these other sources, you're only going to pollute yourself. And maybe you're just interested in those things in those ways, and you should just go there, which is fine. Don't come here with it. Go there. And you'll see for yourself how wonderful it is, but you won't be able to build or get established, which is what I'm doing here. Now, I also want to pick up something that I didn't highlight yesterday in chapter 22. So, the 10 things which were created after the world had been founded at the coming in of the Sabbath between the suns. So, these things on the sixth day after the Most High made man, he prepared all of these things at that time. So it's not like the Most High is reacting to us and to our situation. Everything that he will do was prepared aforetime. So these miracles that you're writing about, these things that you're writing about, it were prepared then, including the demons and the jinn. The Most High made man, and then the demons came. Where did the demons come from if they were made after man? Well, what happens is when the Nephilim had children with Lilith, Adam's, and I can't say Adam's wife. And you'll say, what do you mean? So when Adam was made, and so was a woman created. She did not take Adam to husband. So Eve was made later. So the fallen angels took Lilith and then turned around and took Eve. So you now have two fallen seed lines. So the children of Lilith, when they died, they had nowhere for their souls to go. They became demons. And then the children of the fallen's children with Eve from the seed line of Cain those became the Nephilim. And they also listened and followed in the practices of Lilith's seed line. Okay? So this is where that stems from, the demons and the jinn. So from the seed of Cain and the seed of Lilith, you have these wandering spirits, these demons or jinn. That's the source. Rabbi Sheikh, where did you get that? This is explained in Enoch and also confirmed in our Torah law. But I just wanted you to know what it was because you're forbidden from associating with it, whether it be black, white, orange, purple, African, Indian, Greek, Egyptian, or otherwise. We're forbidden from it. Now, we'll get into that a little bit later down the road. But I just wanted you to know that this is what that is.
Mm.
Now to chapter 25. So in the previous chapter, you see that the donkey prophesied to Laban. And the donkey and Laban is one and the same. They both were considered unclean beasts who prophesied. So the Most High has this, and he prepared this. And now Laban, who was also uncircumcised and unclean, has prophesied, even unto his own self. So we're going to now take a consideration of what happened after these three failed attempts, right? So what do these three failed attempts mean, right? Because they do have a significance. So for one, when the Most High gave the answer the first time and they came back a second time, the Most High confirmed, listen, what I said is what I said, and it never changes. It never becomes something else the second time. Then the third time, the Most High got even angrier because he already said what he said and that he never changes. And here you are trying to use divination or magic or sacrifices to bend his word to your will or to bend or change something. This will not work. The Most High does not work for you. So in doing something that someone else did to produce the same results from the Most High doesn't work. So you can write how Moses wrote. You can go to the places Moses went, and you can do the exact same things that Moses did. It will not produce the same results. That is divination. Moses wrote this and he put a picture here. Now this picture have magical powers. This is how Moses was able to conjure up this. You're crazy. You're bugging. That's not how that worked. All right. So, and now going to chapter 5, because now we have the children of Israel again joining with whores, easy, seductive women who conceal idols or idol images on their persons, under their clothes, necklaces, chains, bracelets, or in other things that they have gathered together. This is the sign of the idol. However, the idea, the counsel on which they're behaving is just to destroy the children of Israel, which was kept, by the way. So Moses, now it's the end of his 40 years. They kept it throughout the 40 years with Joshua as well, and even through the time of Judges. Same system. They never changed it because it works. So here they are. And Yah spoke to Moses and said, take all the chiefs of the people and appoint them for judges, and let them give judgment to put to death the people who have gone astray after Peor. So here is the beginning of the setting up of the judges. They were set up from the time of Moses and continued on throughout Joshua's reign. So here are the judges, the Shoftim. So the judges are judging people and deciding life or death now. And hang them before the word of Yah upon the wood over against the morning sun, and at the departure of the sun, take them down and bury them, and turn away the strong anger of Yah from Israel. So the hanging of the people who joined themselves to whoredom, because this is the worship of the Baal of Peor. Take seductive women, put them in taverns, serve food really cheap, below the valued price, and you'll get the sons of Israel's God angry at them, and then they'll become slaves and serve you. Well, not on Moses' watch.
Right.
Moses quickly took these idol worshippers who gave themselves to these women and outright killed them. Why? He has the organization to do so. Their armies, the policing, everything is in place. They have been in the wilderness 40 years developing it. So now Moses is taking the time and he's executing them and appointing judges for these executions. He's not reserving this judgment for himself anymore. The matter being made known, made clear, the organization being established. And Moses said to the judges of Israel, slay every one, a man of his tribe, of who have joined themselves to the idol Peor. And behold, a man of the sons of Israel, beholding a Midianitess, and brought her to his brethren in the sight of Moses and all the congregation of Israel. So here you go. There's always somebody to test the waters. So Moses just gives the command for people to kill the people who are taking in these women that have these idols, strange worship practices. You're taking wives of these women. They're not part of the congregation. They're not of your people. We don't know what they into, what they doing, and you're just taking a wife because she's fine, she's beautiful, she got big booty,
Big boobies.
big boobies, pretty face, long hair, whatever it is, you like her. So now this guy goes and takes this woman in clear view and brings her into his dwelling place. He answered and said to Moses, what is it Or why is this wrong to have company with her? If thou sayest it is forbidden, did not you take for yourself a Midianite daughter of Jethro? So now this man is like, listen, I don't see what the issue is. Your wife is a Midianite, right? You love her, you have children with her, this is okay. However, when we go and we take Midianites, which are Ishmaelites, to wife, there is a judgment against her. Can anyone explain to me what is the difference between Moses's family and association, the Midianites under Jethro, and these Midianites that are in Moab under the command of Balak and Balaam? Does anybody see a difference here? What's the difference?
Who they're serving.
Oh, so one is a proselyte and came into the worship of the Most High and helped Moses to gain the understanding and the way needed for them to come into the land, even helping them with food and allowing them to pass through freely. Everything that these people needed, they helped to support them, being kind and bless them. But you're not trying to marry any one of the Midianites that is under the command of Jethro.
Right.
You're marrying these ones who are under the command of Balaam to seduce you and to cause you to take these women and to wife them or sleep with them or do whatever. And in deception, make you bow down to this idol because you can't control your lust. So, yes, they are family, but they have not accepted supporting you in your law.
And you know another thing, the difference with Zipporah compared to this strange woman here, this Midianite, Zipporah helped give life to Musa, because when he was incarcerated, she was feeding him. But these women are set up for your death.
Right. So it's the same thing.
Yeah.
These are people trying to bless you and support you in your journey, in your law, in your way, given you by your God. This one is giving you death.
Yeah.
Trying to pull you away to turn your God against you. They have a strange hidden idol, and you're told not to take from them, but you don't know the difference between peoples.
Yes.
You're blinded. Yes, you from the family, but you don't want me to get what is my birthright, what I'm entitled to here in this land with you. So you come to make war and try to turn my God against me. So you want to seduce me with cheap food, cheap drinks, and these loose women, these seductive women, and now I'm supposed to just be seduced and take them for wives? No. So when Moses heard, he trembled and swooned, but they wept and cried, listen. And they stood at the door of the tabernacle of ordinance. So Moses is trying to intercede on behalf of the people. Moses even sees the argument. Right? Because he does have a Midianite wife, which means this is the same tribe, but it's trying to get people to understand the difference, and it's complicated. It's not as cut and dry as I'm able to present to you today. But there was a Pinhas. Pinhas, the son of Eleazar, the priest, Bar Aaron. He saw and remembering the ordination, answered and said, he who ought to kill, let him kill. Where are the lions of the tribe of Judah? So now Pinhas asking a question. Where are the lions of the tribe of Judah? You who are so good at killing, who ought to kill in this matter of judgment, who ought to exercise the judgment upon the people, where are you? When they saw, they were quiet. And he arose from his Sanhedrin. So every tribe have a Sanhedrin. Every tribe have the Sanhedrin. And took a lance in his hands. All right? So let's take a real good look at this. Pinhas is angry and said, you of the tribe of Judah, where you at? Because what tribe was this man from that is taking up these women that he's not supposed to take from because they are not in covenant with you, supporting you in your covenant? Yeah, they from the same family. Yeah, they may have similar customs and traditions. Yes, you are legally allowed to take one, but only if she supports you in your way. Not one trying to get your God angry because you taken her and she have a different way. She have some hidden idol, maybe some magic or something that your God said not to do. See? Didn't say you can't marry a Ishmaelite or a Midianite, or it said you can take her as long as she support you in the way that I gave you, son of Israel. She have to support you in this, like Zipporah supports Moses in Moses' way. This is the prophet Moses, support him in his way. I gave him this, support him with it. Not create a new one, not mingle it with the other ones of the other people, like you have now with Balaam. They're taking this and it's a mingling so that this way they are compliant and submissive enough to be taken, but it's on purpose for them to have their idols and their beliefs in their pockets. I believe my way, you believe your way. Now you're God mad with you, son of Israel.
Right.
You passport bros.
Yes, seducing you. They're seducing you with their submission.
Right. And you're going out this way and you're still not supporting the law of the Most High. So,
one quick question I'd like to ask you, because I know it's something you said about the submission thing with these seductive women to trap you. What is it? Because I noticed this a lot with our brothers. They're very big about wanting to find a woman to be submitted, to walk in submission and be submitted. But you even have to be careful with that based on what we're seeing here.
There's no problem with a woman being submitted. That's not the issue. The problem that you actually have is you have no law. You have no government support. Your government must be made of your people, by your people, with the law of your people. Now, you may listen to that and say, oh, I can just get a group of my friends, we can make up our own rules, and the women will be submissive to it. That's not what I said at all. The peopling of the nations was already lined out by the law. So you must be of this group racially, this racial group, and you have the law given to this racial group by your God. So if you are Celtic, you will have Celtic religion. You will have Celtic practices, Celtic customs, and Celtic traditions. If you are from Abraham, you will have the Abrahamic customs and traditions and practices. And then, even refined in that, you will have the instruction given to you and your people from among the Abrahamic traditions, customs, and practices. So, Prophet Muhammad is an Ishmaelite. He spoke distinctly to the Ishmaelites, while the customs and traditions which he kept are the same from Abraham, and he is a prophet sent by the Most High. However, he is sent to these people, and everybody separates the same. Paul says, I'm sent to the Gentiles and the pagans, and he goes to Europe and to Asia, right? He went to the Philippines. That's the church in Philippi. So he goes to the Philippines and he goes to Europe. This has nothing to do with the seed of Abraham. Okay?
Yes, sir.
The seed of Abraham, you have to listen to the law of Moses. However, this is not the Khazarians, these Jewish people. They're still worshiping Molech. In your name, however, it's nothing to do with the actual literal law of Moses, which is defined here. We'll be back after this. All right, so we're back. So the law of Moses, as defined here with details and rituals and practices and culture and customs and traditions, it is the exact same thing that the Most High said to Prophet Muhammad, with maybe a 10 to 20% change. There is a higher level of restriction as you are closer to the Most High.
So let me one more question to ask. So with our brothers today talking about, wanting their women to be submitted, I noticed that a lot of the idea is of you doing what I say, but these seducing women is submitting by doing what you say.
Doing what your husband says is absolutely correct. I don't
Yes.
care about, that have nothing to do with misleading a man,
Right.
right? If the man doesn't have a law or this law that I'm teaching you today, it doesn't matter the woman's seduction, right? Every passport bro is angry because the women are following the laws, customs, and traditions given to them in the country that they're from. In this case, when you talk about passport bros, it's the United States, which denies a black man all rights and privileges granted to him by his God. The United States denies black men all rights and privileges granted to him by his God.
Right.
So this causes black men to go seek refuge, peace, solace, or gratification elsewhere because the black woman is indulging in the rights granted to them by that government to destroy that man. Now those men have had enough, so they rather just go out and be somewhere else, anywhere else, right? Now, this is only in the United States that you find this type of thing.
Right.
However, in going out, now these women, they're submissive, but they have the idol of Peor. This is the council of Laban. They have their own religion, their own beliefs, their own customs, their own traditions, and they're there to keep your God angry at you for another level.
Wow.
So rather than fix the problem, come buy land with us, build our own community, build our own farms, source ourselves, and be peaceful with our neighbors. Right? And then allow the woman to come in and they will also be subject, receiving the benefit of the community and being governed of yourself. And then tell the women, listen, if you break these laws and do these things, you will face these lawful punishments. This man have this right, and you have these rights as women. So everyone has their right. Men, women, even the child have its right. Everyone has their right. The woman have a right to a husband. However, she don't have the right to deny the man his rights.
Right.
Within marriage, which is to a second, third, even a fourth wife.
So, in actuality, to bring healing and restoration to the core, our women, we need to come out from that system,
Right.
unlearn
It
those
is.
ways, and a process.
It is a process of coming out of the system. In denying a man a right, his right
Yes.
to another wife, what you are inherently doing is you are denying a woman whom the Most High has promised that right to that man. You're denying her, causing her to go into whoredom and rebellion and prostitution or whatever else you want to call it. So now the daughters of Zion who are forbidden from being whores start to become whores, and the whole land goes into pollution.
Yeah, it becomes filthy.
So again, everything is tightly woven together.
Wow.
So to fix the problem, the men and the women have to come out, learn the law, and rebuild our own kingdom. Welcome. We're inviting you to the Heshemite Kingdom of Jerusalem, the house of David, here in Jordan.
Yes.
So this is what we're building. And so this is why it comes as a whole package, and why we're saying we're establishing marriage. We're teaching women their rights. And we're teaching men their rights. And we're teaching where the boundaries are. And whenever they get crossed, believe me, the punishment gonna fall where it's supposed to, according to the instruction. So if you think you're coming in and you get it in 10 minutes, I guarantee you, you will face the lashes. The punishments will be doled out. It takes a long time to get used to the custom and tradition. Now, Mr. Pinhas.
Yes.
Pinhas, 12 miracles were wrought for Pinhas at the time he went in after the man of Israel with the Midianite. So now this is with this Midianite daughter. The first sign is that he would have parted them, but could not. So he wanted to separate them and cut them in half or split them, but could not. Their mouth was closed so that they could not cry out. For had they cried out, they would have been rescued. Right? He drave a lance through both of them. So this is the first miracle, is he threw a lance at him, and the way the lance hit him, it went through both of them. That's one. Number two is they couldn't cry out for help. Everybody was just shocked, and they were just stuck, silent in shock. Their mouth closed. So it's not like it hit them in the mouth. It was just the way it hit both of them. Their mouth would just close and they couldn't say anything.
So a lance, is that like a sword?
A lance is like a spear.
A spear? Okay.
The lance remained fixed in the wound. That's another one. So the lance didn't come loose. It was like stuck in their bodies. And when he bare them aloft, the lintel was uplifted for him until he had gone forth. So he stuck him with the spear, and then when he went to lift up the spear, he lifted them on the spear, and the spear didn't break. And he carried them through the whole camp 6 miles without getting tired. So you say, what are you talking about? How did he carry them 6 miles when the camp of Israel is 12 miles long, or 12 miles by 12 miles? And he only went 6. He went half the distance. Okay. So you have to understand the Levite camp is only 2 miles to Judah on the east. And this is happening on the east side because this is where Moses and the high priest encamped.
And that's where he cried out, where are the lions of the tribe of Judah? Because he was right there with
When are
Judah.
you, house of Judah, going to stand up for the law? So the lions are those who stand affixed and appointed and adhere to the law and its judgments to punish the wicked with righteous judgment, going through the lawful process. You see that? So when you talk about the wicked women, there's no lions of Judah punishing the wicked women lawfully, right? So there's a punishment of death by stoning adulterous women, women who leave their husband to go have sex with another man. The so-called lions of Judah is walking around like kittens because they don't want to punish the woman for being adulterous. You pick this man, you got with him of your own free choice. You have to stay with him. Oh, but I don't like him. So now you're walking around like Mr. Steal Your Girl saying, well, she chose me. The brother got to let it go. No, you and that sister supposed to be stoned to death together. You don't just kill the man and you don't leave the woman untouched. You don't just kill the woman and you leave the man untouched. Them two together supposed to go. This way you put the wickedness out of the camp. The men know, don't touch a woman that's not yours. And the women know, once you get with the man, you stuck with him. You're going to be with him. Okay? Well, what about divorce and this and that? That is another process. Divorce and adultery don't go together. She has to be fully divorced with the paperwork in her hand from one time only. And that's out of an arranged marriage. It's not out of, a woman who's not a virgin just going out and just picking another man to be with. No, you marry the first man you have sex with. That's a guaranteed marriage. That one has to be done. From him, if it's arranged marriage, you are then allowed it a second time. But I digress because that course, that class is very extensive. It's one of the core pillars of the community because until you get family right, you can't get community right. So he carried them 6 miles. So where did he go? Through the camp, he went around within the Levite area.
Yes.
Okay, he went around. And he held them up by his right arm in the sight of their kindred, who had no power to hurt him. The lance was made strong so as not to be broken with the load, and that's the 8th miracle. The 9th miracle, the iron, so we know the lance was made of iron, transpierced them, but was not withdrawn, right? And an angel made bare their corpses in the sight of the people. They lingered alive. That's the 10th miracle. The angel, so they had robes on, and the robes came off,
Oh, expose their nakedness.
exposed their nakedness. And they lingered alive till they had been carried through the entire camp. What camp is this? The camp of Judah. So you have Judah, Issachar, and Zebulun. It's through this camp, the eastern camp. Lest the priest in the tabernacle should be defiled by the dead body, so they didn't die. Their blood thickened so as not to flow upon him. But when he had borne them through the camp, it brake forth and they died. So as long as it was fixed inside, they didn't bleed out. They just here, in shock, holding it. They're still alive, not unable to talk or speak. They're naked and ashamed. And again, this is the Most High is pleased with all of this because one, they're speaking against the edict of the Most High as spoken from Moses from the law against the counsel which Balak and Balaam have made counsel against them. And Moses has had many confrontations with this man in Egypt, and at every turn he's trying to kill and destroy the congregation of Israel with his prophecies, with his counsels. Now, when he finished, the blood did pour out of their bodies, the lances removed, and they died. And answering, he said, Before Yah of the world, can it be that on account of these 24,000 of Israel die? He's right. Should 24,000 people die because this one person wanted to do this, and that's who he's going to encourage? Another 24,000 people to get up and do the same thing? No. Let these two die and we'll be done with it. They committed it in the sight of us all, and we killed them in the sight of everybody. Now let's see who want to step up. Immediately, the compassions of heaven were moved. So compassion now is moved. Okay, who's the compassion for? And the plague was stayed from the children of Israel. And the number who died by the pestilence was 24,000. But it stopped. This is just the 24,000 who went out and got with the Midianite women in private, in secret. So it just so happened that he says, is it right that 24,000 die on account of them, but 24,000 had snuck and done it? He was the one who just did it in front of everybody and had the gall to speak up and speak against Moses because he wants what he wants. It's not about the instruction. So now Pinhas kills this man. The 24,000 who did it in secret also died. And Yah spoke with Moses, saying, Pinhas the zealous, the son of Eleazar bar Aharon the priest, hath turned away mine anger from the children of Israel, in that when zealous with my zeal he hath sinned, he hath slain the sinners who were among them, and for his sake I have not destroyed the children of Israel in my indignation, in my wrath, in my anger. Swearing by my name, I say to him, Behold, I decree to him my covenant of peace, and will make him an angel of the covenant, that he may ever live to announce the redemption at the end of days. So, Pinhas come back to announce the covenant at the end of days. Pinhas is in office. It's not so much as a person, right? And so he says he'll make him a covenant of peace and will make him an angel of the covenant that he may ever live, to announce the redemption at the end of the days. And because they defamed him, so they had something to say against Pinhas, because Pinhas's mother is also Midianite, saying, "Is he not the son of Puti the Midianite? Behold, I will make him to possess the high priesthood, because he took the lance with his arm and struck the Midianitess in her body and prayed with his mouth for the people of the house of Israel. The priest shall be held worthy of 3 gifts: the shoulder, the cheekbone, and the inwards, the liver and the inward parts. And it shall be to him and to his sons after him an everlasting covenant of consecration, because he was zealous for Yah and propitiated the children of the covenant." So now Pinhas received the high priesthood in the end of days.
Right, because that's what's given in the sacrifices to the high priest we read in Leviticus.
Yeah. So now everybody says, well, where's Pinhas? Who is Pinhas? Well, that's very simple. You will know Pinhas when you come, because Pinhas come with the money to buy the land for the people. That's what Pinhas do. I know who Pinhas is. Pinhas is not who anybody else thinks who Pinhas is, but I know who Pinhas is. Even my sister know who Pinhas is, but it's not the Pinhas
You think?
that you think it is. There is a ram in the bush. There is another Pinhas.
Because Pinhas is an office.
Pinhas an office, an officer. There is 2. One true and one not true. What? Yes.
Yes.
With all things, the Most High always present the genuine article and the fake. They come at the same time. But I digress. We will move along and let it be. Because the real Pinhas, the real Pinhas, and the fake Pinhas, the fake Pinhas. Even the real Pinhas don't know
No,
he
he's
Pinhas.
Pinhas.
I don't say nothing.
No.
I let them be
Yes.
and see who will be what. Even just because you come first does not mean you the one, the Most High choice.
And as we see with Pinhas being as the high priest at the end, his responsibility is the atonement.
His responsibility is for the atonement and for the intercession of the people.
Yes.
And trust me.
He does no appointing of anything.
Trust me. It will be what it will be. Moving on.
Yes, sir.
Now the name of the man of Israel who was slain with the Midianite was Zimri bar Salu, a chief of the house of his fathers, of the tribe of Shimon.
Whoa.
Okay? So now you know that the man's name was Zimri. His name, Zimri Salu. Okay? And he was of Simeon. Right? Why Judah don't stand up and say something? I don't know. But he was over there with them. There's a whole bunch of stuff wrong with this situation, but He's over here. He's with them. I thought the camp of Judah was just Judah and Zebulun and Issachar. You right. It is. Why this man is doing this way, I don't know. But as you can see, he wrong because he wrong on all counts. He doing this. He in this area. You're not supposed to be over here. You're not supposed to be doing this. But what happens when you start doing wrong with one small thing? It continues to add up. We'll be right back. All right.
Deeper and deeper.
So this man Zimri, is there anything wrong with the name Zimri? No. That's why his name remembered. Yes, he committed the sin. Yes, he committed his punishment. But it's not for his name to be blotted out. You'll get your name blotted out when you cannot redeem a woman of Israel. If you deny her the right of redemption, should she choose you to be her husband when you come back to the land. However, in order for her to use the right of redemption, she has to do it with 6 other sisters of the same, I'm not going to say the word family, but of the same house of Israel. These are all daughters of Israel, daughters of Zion. So, of the Israelite women that return, that are not virgins, they have to come and agree. When they take a husband, it will be 7 of them at a time. They are non-virgins. They are using the law of redemption to redeem the sisterhood. Who make this rule? Isaiah make it in chapter 4. You don't like it, you don't like it. I don't care. So, for all the sisters, all right. So, you sisters, you will see that the instruction is made by Isaiah in chapter 4. So, this is why you can't come in here and it's not first come, first serve. You and 6 other sisters have to agree on the husband to be your redeemer kinsman, and y'all all stuck with the decision. So we advise you take your time, take it slow, and choose a man who is strong in the law. All right? That's the requirement. All right? Because whatever the situation is, you're going to be stuck with it. You don't like what I have to say. You don't like how I'm putting out these judgments. You don't like these rules. Stay where you are and rotisserie on the fire of missiles that is coming. So Zimri and say his father Salu, both of them also are names. So you'll see names of men. This is why the names and the fathers and the names are remembered so that their names are not blotted out. And this was a chief of his fathers. So this is Zimri. He's the chief of the Salu family. From the tribe of Shimeon. Doing this over here in the face of Judah. And Judah didn't budge. And everybody is looking like,
Why you didn't do nothing?
What are you doing?
Yeah.
And the Midianite woman who was killed, her name was Cosby. Yeah, like Bill Cosby. This Cosby. She was a daughter of Zur, who was called Shalone, a daughter of Balak.
So Cosby pretty much was the granddaughter of Balak, right?
Something like that, yes.
Okay.
So the prince of the people of Moab. So this is who Balak was. He was the king. Whose dwelling place was in Midian. So I know you guys heard me say prince, and I say he is king, and that's because all kings are princes. Okay? All kings are princes, but not all princes are kings. All right? And yet Yah spoke to Moses, saying, trouble the Midianites and slay them, because they troubled you by their deceitful counsels. So because they went and got this man Balaam to bring this problem to you, to bring my wrath against you, and 24,000 people have died, just because this is a snare. They're not trying to make war with you by conventional warfare. They're using crafty counsel. This is a snare. And the easiest snare they set up was from Balaam, which was to get seductive women, cheap drinks, cheap food, put them together, and encourage the women to take these men. Oh, there's nothing better than sex with a black man. The BBC syndrome, the get a black man, he's a good man, he take good care of you long time. We love the passport bros. No wonder this is a step to keep your God angry with you. So when they beguiled you, tricked you. So this was something that they set up to trick you, to make me angry against you for your lack of control, your lack of dominating your appetite in the matter of Peor. So, and of their sister Cosby, the daughter of the prince of Midian, who was slain in the day of the plague, for the matter of Peor. And it came to pass after the plagues that the compassions of heavens were turned to avenge his people with judgment. So they went to war. After this, they won the battle. They don't take over the land. It's not theirs. It belongs to Midian. They have a right to their land. They are Ishmaelites. So Balak simply got a thrashing because he incited to come against the children of the Most High to enslave them, following Balaam's advice. Now they keep this advice, they don't change it. As you can clearly see, Balak even got his granddaughter out here, or one of his daughters from his seed line. So he took this seriously, and he kept it because he knows, like, listen, if that's the only way to defeat these people, let's do it. They did it and 24,000 died. They know, listen, this work. Yes, they make war with us, but we'll keep this as our way, and it will keep them from coming and taking over the land as they are supposed to. We don't want to lose our power. So that's the judgment for today. I know you guys don't like everything I had to say, and I don't care. I don't give a flying fig Newton or a hollering hootin' nanny. It is what it is. You come here, we will observe this law. You a single woman, a non-virgin, you and 6 of your other sisters will get together and pick your husband and live and be married together. When I say live together and be married together, I don't mean squeezed up in one little apartment. There will be a lawful arrangement of that. But you will be one family working together. All right?
Yes.
That's all I got to say today.
Quick question.
Yes.
Peor, this idol. Do you know much about who or what?
No, it's not a, Peor is a place.
Oh, it's a place.
So Peor is a location. And so when you talk about the idol of Peor, this is the idol of Peor. Simply going out to be with seductive women, not taking them to wife. These women worship idols. This is the idol of Peor.
So what Balaam instructed to Balaam, that was
that's the idol of Peor. Because the woman can have any religion except keep this law. She can be Jewish. She can be any of the religions that are in existence today. She can be Muslim and still be with the idol of Peor. If she doesn't support you in your law, in your way, as an Israelite, then you can't be with her. I know y'all hot and mad with me now. Go ahead and swallow that extra dry pill of truth that's full of medicine to make you better, but it is bitter. Well, that's the truth. I'm not going to sugarcoat it because, in truth, if I sugarcoat it and lie to you, you will come here believing it is a free for all and that you can have and do whatever you want. And that's not the case. So I'm not even going to lie to you. If you come in here and you want a wife, if you're a son of Israel, your first will be of the daughters of Israel. And of the daughters of Israel, I advise you to choose a virgin if you are trying to solve this problem expeditiously. If you can't find a virgin, then you know you're going to be taking 7 sisters when they come to you, not that you come to them. I don't want to see you outside shirtless or topless and working up a good sweat to entice the sisterhood, spitting game, shooting your shot. That doesn't exist here. These women have to choose of their own free will. Any man doing any of these unlawful things will be removed from the community. Okay? This is the law. We are not dealing with things unlawfully. We're not dealing with any of the unlawful behaviors. This is not anything that came before, and neither will there ever be anything like unto it ever again. So, the idol of Peor, when you can't control your urges, you can't control your passions. She's so fine, you just gotta have it. Nobody understand. Well, just want you to know, we understand that you can't be here. We understand that you can't build the kingdom. We understand that you deserve to die. And I can accept that. There's no hard feelings. A lot of you gonna die, especially all of you out there wishing the destruction of the nations while you out there with them. I mean, Sodom and Gomorrah got destroyed, and God told Lot to leave. Yeah, he did. I'm saying. He told Lot to leave. Now, if you don't want to leave, well, you know what? Do your thing, playboy. You trusting in something else, and maybe the Most High leads you into a way and a path, and maybe you survive after you see a few things. There is that route. But the majority ain't gonna make that. You see a bomb, I'm telling you, there's gonna be issues.
And the idea of thinking that the bombs are going to destroy everything around you and you gonna be okay is a fairy tale.
No, you don't want to be anywhere clear.
You don't want
to be anywhere. You don't want no smoke.
You don't want no
anywhere
smoke.
close to that. So that's today's class. One day at a time, one step at a time. I'm glad for a lot of the congregations, their contributions, because we're going around, we're land shopping, and we are not going into a payment plan where, we're really trying to go out and buy everything at one time. When I say everything, I mean, we may buy the farm first and then buy or build the supermarket second. But we're going to go from earth, we're going to produce all of our products to the store. We're going to have a end-to-end production capacity, end to end. It will start with us and it will leave us a whole product. We're not doing any middleman stuff. We're not doing any post-production only or any pre-production, end to end. And if you have a problem with that model, stay where you are and ride that boat till it sink. Stay where you are. This is for the righteous who hear my words and understand that they are confirmed by the word of the Most High. Okay? There's only one way. You don't like it? You don't like it. You want to have cheeseburgers? You won't be here.
No.
You want meat on your pizza? You won't be here. No milk and meat together. We just don't do that, you know. You want to have 3-4 day old chicken, beef, lamb, or whatever? You won't be doing that here. Everywhere it is outlined an instruction to maintain and keep the fear of the Most High, the fear of Allah, the fear of Yah. We're going to keep it 100% to the umpteenth power with full stubbornness. We're going to keep it. We're going to put this stiff neck in the law and keep it. And like this man died with his sideways talk when he wanted to rise up against the administration, we're not going to tolerate your sideways talk either. It's only going to be the faithful and the righteous who'll be here. That's it. You can't take it. Stay where you are. If you're not here, you know why you're not here. Because the righteous are few in number and you are many. So that's how you know you wicked. Ta-da! Ain't that a magic trick? There's about 10, yes, there is a bunch of people. I'm reading the book. Nobody's doing it. And the Most High says, I'm going to do something, and everybody else is going to say, we've inherited lies. That means you inherited a lie with them. So
Thank you
can
so
enjoy.
much for saying that.
You inherited a lie with them. You looking after everything, and you're not looking after the thing the Most High actually told you to do in the process and the way He said to do it. And that's because nobody ever explained it to you with understanding and with wisdom and with clarity and with simplicity like I'm doing today. You know, just like Moses. You in captivity, I came from captivity. I'm telling you, this is the spot. This is what we need to do and how we need to do it. Just like Moses. It's not the signs and the wonders. It's the obedience to the instruction. Word for word, letter for letter, specifically in a specific plan. If you have a problem with that, don't call me.
Yeah.
Take it up with upper management. Tell the Most High how you feel. And you know what I'm saying? Because I really could care less about what you say. I don't even listen to you.
You know, those that desire so much for it to be done, you know, somebody parting the waters, literally. It's like they need all of that because them themselves don't really believe what they're professing. It's like they need that sign in order to prove it to what they say they believe. That's why this is not about a belief.
I don't have one. All I have
this
is
is
an
not a
instruction. I
belief.
don't believe nothing.
Yeah,
This is what it's told. This is what I do. I really don't have
a belief.
a belief. As a matter of fact, it is reckoned to me like
Right,
a belief because I obeyed.
right.
So because I obeyed, they say I believed, but I myself don't have a belief.
Right.
I obey, and in my obedience, what is promised to happen is confirmed. That is how this works.
Yeah.
It doesn't require your belief, it requires your obedience.
Yeah.
So if you have a belief, if something that requires you to believe in it for it to work, that's divination, that's witchcraft, that's magic. If it requires you to believe in this, no, there's no belief found here. The Most High doesn't require your belief. You are in his creation. He made it without you believing in it. So your belief is not a requirement to keep it
Right.
going. There's no belief here. I have none. When I tell you that the member is real and that the Most High is real, believe me, I'm speaking facts and it's tried and tested. It works. Does witchcraft and all the other stuff work?
Yeah.
Just not for the children of Israel.
Right.
It don't work for you. You go into it, it's an abomination. However, the other nations go into it and it works how it works for them. I don't really know how that is, but that's between them and the Most High. I ain't got nothing to do with it. You know what I'm saying? The same way Nephilims love slapping their lips on pork sandwiches, and it's abomination to you. That's what it is. It's an abomination. Now you out there slapping your lips on them pork sandwiches, but y'all getting two different results. They slap their lips on pork sandwiches and they own the country. You slap your lips on pork sandwiches and you can't get nothing.
They eat the gummies and they're slapping their lips on the pork.
They don't even give you guys your any type of rights. They write a law, but for you it's different. No, that's how they are. So one step at a time, one day at a time. I'm done. You got anything else?
No.
All right. So we're gonna come back tomorrow and pick up with Numbers chapter 26.
Yes.
One step at a time, one day at a time.
One step.